Trustee Wilson.
Here.
Trustee Sanchez.
Present. The board agenda pursuant to Government Code Section 549954B2, the board may take action on items of business and not appearing on the posted agenda upon determination by a two-thirds vote of the board, or if less than the two-thirds of the member are present. A unanimous vote of those present. That there is need to take immediate action and that the need for action came to the attention of the local agency subsequent to the agency being posted as specified. Are there any additions, deletions to the agenda of November 16th, 2016? Okay. Being none, the agenda stands confirmed. The board will now recess to close session from 9:35 to 10:15. The board will convene open session at 10:30 a.m. Thanks. During closed session, there was no reportable action taken in closed session. And now we're in the agenda of public updates. Dr. Kinnaman, please.
Yes, I've got a few items here. First, I'd like to do a couple of certificates of appreciation for participation on the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee. I have Mr. Chris Escobedo, and Chris served as the Taxpayers Association representative for 4 years, from 2012 to 2016 on our Oversight Committee. He's active in enhancing opportunities for people as he works in local government administration as the City of La Quinta's Community Resources Director. He also served on the board of directors for the Cal Alumni Association, policy committees for the League of California Cities, Municipal Management Association of Southern California, and is active in various volunteer organizations throughout the Coachella Valley, including the Dr. Carleon Foundation, where he currently serves on the advisory council. Mr. Escobedo, are you here? Okay. Also, Mr. Jose Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez served as the student representative for 1 year from 2015 to 16 on the Oversight Committee. He's a student at College of the Desert, has received a liberal arts AA degree with the emphasis in math and science, and is currently working towards an AA degree in political science. He is looking forward to either transferring to UC Riverside or San Diego State University. He served as the independent senator with Associated Students of College of the Desert, ASCOD, and as the student co-chair on COD's Green Council. Jose, are you here? Okay. Okay, great. We'll get those recognitions to both of them. Also, I'd like to say congratulations to Trustee Sanchez and Trustee Yant on your re-election to the board. And I want to express our appreciation for all of those that were interested in serving on the board and interested in College of the Desert that also ran, but we're pleased that you'll continue to be working with us. The community has reinforced how proud they are of their community college. The election returns on. Okay, they got me. They know my enthusiasm I stifle, and so I'm sure that was to help with that. The election return shows College of the Desert's bond measure CC passing by over, and somebody and somebody looked at this last night that we're at 72%. Which is, if you understand Prop 39 bonds, you need 55% for passage. So we're very thankful for the community support. And if you look at the bonds up and down the state that passed, it was a pretty significant percentage point for College of the Desert's bond. So we are overwhelmed by the confidence of the community and their commitment to the college. And I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees. They knew it was a big ask of the community, but they also understood it was going to have a very enormous impact over the next couple of decades for the students that we serve, as well as the local workforce and our economy.
Excuse me, Joel, don't we need to thank also the Friends
I'm going there.
Oh.
But I appreciate that, just in case. I hope it's still in here. So you know, we have a lot of people in the community that's really deeply committed to our students, and that was demonstrated. There was, if you look at the number, it's $577 million, and that's a significant amount of money. Yet we know that our enrollment is projected to more than double to over 37,000 students in the next 20 years. We also know the geographic region we serve is very large, and that many of our students have transportation challenges. And so we know we must build community-centered educational facilities throughout Coachella Valley to do everything we can to provide access to education that leads the way for student success. This measure will ensure we have safe, well-maintained, and equipped classrooms and classes for generations to come. It will also allow us to build for the future needs of the workforce and local economy, to prepare our students for jobs that don't exist today. I want to thank the trustees and everybody that was involved. I know some served on committees, some walked precincts, gave presentations about Measure CC, and all those efforts were critical for us to be able to see this come to fruition. I want to thank our students, faculty, staff, and as well as all the district voters in this election. We appreciate the financial support of the COD Foundation and the leadership and hard work of Measure CC Campaign Committee Chair Stan Henry and Treasurer Vern Coslin. Thank you. That's my car. I just saw that picture up there.
Oh.
It's the only way I could figure out how to legitimately have a sign on campus was put it in my car. So with Thanksgiving next week, our College of the Desert family has much to be thankful for. We are truly fortunate to live in a community that believes in the power of higher education to change lives. I am thankful that the board places its trust in me and our staff to serve the community. Our pledge, and my pledge, is to continue to be good stewards of both the trust and financial investment this vote represents. And that work begins today. The next phase of our journey will be transformational. Not only will we see the physical transformation of our buildings and our campuses, but we will also see how College of the Desert continues to transform lives. We can all be proud. And so all those people that get really enthusiastic, more so than me, can do your thing again. Okay. All right. And somebody shared this with me this week. College of the Desert, this is from a publication out of New York, the 14 most scenic community college campuses in the U.S., wow. And College of the Desert was ranked 6th.
Really? In the United States?
Okay, so at this time, I have the privilege of introducing some new College of the Desert employees. Administrative Assistant in Counseling Services, Casey Lighting. Casey, are you with us today? Okay. Director of Library and Learning Resources, I see he's here, Gary Ginther. Gary, come on up. And our Supervisor of Maintenance and Grounds, Matthew Housewright. Oh my gosh, you're all alone. Isn't that, either you have the whole stage to yourself or you're feeling vulnerable right now. Okay, perfect. Then you can, if that's the case, we're going to ask you if you want to say anything.
Just thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here and looking forward to getting to know you and discovering how the libraries can support your research, teaching, and learning needs.
Great. We're happy to have you join us. I don't know if anybody from the team that was involved has anything to mention.
We are just thrilled to have Gary Ginther join us. So he comes to us from Ohio University, where he was in charge of the fine arts collection for the Alden Library, and we couldn't be more excited about someone who comes with that background, along with a deep interest in instructional design and online learning resources. So he's perfectly positioned for a community college life. So welcome, Gary. Thank you.
Very much.
Welcome, Gary.
He's gonna miss the weather.
Not this time.
You're happy?
I am so happy.
You know, that's important to me. You're the incoming chair. Somebody make sure this is in the minutes so I can refer to it the next 12 months.
As you
Oh,
know,
that's
I'm on the
right.
Friends- I'm on the Friends of the COD Library,
Yeah.
and those folks have worked so hard, and the library has been such an important asset, and I am so thrilled to have you finally joining the COD family, so welcome.
Okay. Oh, yes, that concludes my comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Kinnaman. Now we're in the section of public comments. Persons who wish to speak to the board on any item may do so at this time. There is a time limit of 3 minutes per person and 15 minutes per topic. Unless further time is granted by the board, your comments will be timed due to the number, and you will be asked to stop speaking when the timer sounds. Trustee Wilson, will you please keep time because we're going to be allocating, we're all set, and
Keep track by topic.
and we'll be keeping track by topic. Thank you so much for assisting me on that. Now, first one on this is Gloria France.
Good morning, Chairman Sanchez-Fulton, and trustees and staff, of course, and fellow Coachella Valley residents. I'm here on behalf of the Coachella Valley History Museum, and I'm sure some of you have been there, and we thank you for your support. Those of you that have not, we invite you to look us up and come and visit our campus. Last year, we were lucky enough to work with COD on some grant that was able to be given to the museum. So I just wanted to come on behalf of the board to say thank you and to let you know that the 3 items that we had committed to using these funds for have been completed. One of the large pieces was, of course, that we were looking to hire a new executive director for the museum, and we were able to bring in Patricia Korzak, who was the executive director for the Marchfield Air Museum for 10 years, where she took that museum from we call a smaller mom and pop to the large museum it is now. So we basically hired her and said, please do it again. So we are working really hard at the museum. We've completed what we agreed to do, and we just wanted to come and thank you and also welcome you more into our downtown Indio area. We are looking forward to the expansion and to being more, working jointly with COD to continue to help our residents and our students to, be the most that they can be, and of course to help our community. But we just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Maria.
you.
Next is Maxime Farr. Maybe saying the name, Maxim, I'm sorry. Can you read it? Max, I couldn't read your writing here, so it's M-A, Max, I'm sorry. This was,
So, okay. So I'm coming from France, so very far, and I know there is a lot of European guys from the team this year. We are 2 French, 1 Belgian, 2 Netherlands, 1 guy from Sweden also, and there is lots of other international. So I'm coming from far just for the golf management program and also for Coach Manzoni as the coach of the men golf team. And first, Coach Tony helped me a lot in my game, so I play more consistency. And the other point I like to talk about is he really helps me in my confidence and really improving my game by this point. So I really like Coach Tony, and I think it's a really great coach and really great person to know. and that's it.
Thank you. Troy Kulas?
Good morning. My name is Troy Koulis. I live in the city of La Quinta. I'd like to thank you for having me here, and I'm here to speak on behalf of Coach Tony. I want to congratulate you on your bond measure and your success. I know the College of the Desert is a true gem for the city in this area. I'm a graduate 20 years ago, so I came here from the Marine Corps after I left in 1994. And it was true, the College of the Desert was my first home. It's how I knew and grew in the area. It's how I met great people right here on this campus. I think Mr. Gilman was my computer science teacher at the time, and he's still here, and I was proud of that. And speaking of great people, I got to meet Coach Tony 2 years ago. My daughter, who's a junior golfer, was at the facility practicing for a tournament, and Coach Tony noticed her, introduced himself, and invited to be her coach. And he also was volunteering his services, which was, for my daughter, she was quite proud of that. She was so happy to tell me that someone took notice of her and saw her talents, and over the last 2 years, Coach Tony has been teaching her, and not only in the game of golf, but golf is a metaphor in life. If you ever played the game, you can find it frustrating. But Coach Tony is a man of great character. I see how happy my daughter is when she does have practice sessions with him, and when she competes in a tournament, she's so proud to text Coach Tony or tell a story. And so I'm just impressed with Coach Tony and how he's volunteering his services. I think giving back to the community is just a wonderful example. I see it in my daughter as she volunteers at First Tee and teaches little girls the game of golf. And I think it's just good to have mentors like Coach Tony, and I hope you just keep that in consideration with the topic of him moving forward. He's a great asset to your college. Thank you.
Thank you. Connor Morley?
Hi, my name is Connor Morley, and I'm from the Coachella Valley, actually. Coach Tony, I know, has been a topic of discussion recently, and earlier you guys talked about your commitment to students as well as preparing us for jobs in the future, and I think Coach Tony exemplifies both of those to an incredibly high degree. He's one of about a dozen PGA professionals who have been in the PGA for 50 plus years, which just speaks to his commitment as well as his level of teaching and care over that time. And I know we've addressed already the international kids that come here just for that. Even though I'm from the Coachella Valley, I'm only here because of Coach Tony and because of the golf management program as well as the team. He's led one of the best teams in the state of California for the last 30 years. And if you go to any pro shop at almost any club in the entire valley, you're going to find at least one person who has played for Coach Tony and who has went through the golf management program here, all who have unbelievable things to say about him. You could not find a better person to represent this university and the community than Coach Tony. Thank you.
Thank you. Lucas Van Elsen.
Yeah, hi there.
Hi.
Lucas van den Elzen. Yeah, I specifically came over from the Netherlands to come here and play golf. And when I heard about Tony Manzoni, I was thrilled. I looked him up. He has such a great history. His love for the game. The words cannot describe it. Now, when I first came here, I was really struggling with my golf and with the transition. And he's helped me focus on things at a time and take it into chunks. Like on the golf course, you take one shot at a time, not in big pieces. And I think I speak for most international students. We don't come here to get an education just for the heck of it. We come here to play golf because that's what we love to do, and we share that with the exact same love for the game as Tony Manzoni. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael I may be pronouncing it Shalom.
Thank you very much. From Seattle myself. The reason we're here as a golf team and community is to support Tony Manzoni. There's been a lot of talk at certain levels, I don't know at what levels exactly, about the future of his position as the golf coach as well as a professor. We're here for his support. And if any other professor was in this position, I would challenge you guys to find a group this large, especially students, willing to come out and support and speak on this matter. But Tony's not only just any professor. He put together a driving range for students and a golf team, primarily with his contacts, which has been a great draw for the college. He not only donates his money and has other people do so for the college, but more importantly donates his time very generously, as was touched upon before. He goes above and beyond the call of duty and what anybody else would be required to do, and has been a great mentor and role model for all of us students. His reputation speaks for itself all across the desert, one of the most winningest coaches in the nation, and a few of our concerns, just the driving range that's going to be transitioned over to someone else. We're really hoping that goes to somebody who's a PGA member in good standing, just as Tony Manzoni has been for the past 30, 40. Well, he's old, but I don't want to give away exactly how old. A long time. He's earned it. And as you will hear from students all over the world, we're here mainly, for good education as well, but for a great golf program set up by Tony. If that was not here, we really wouldn't be here. Not only the driving range, but the courses he's able to set up, the knowledge he has of the game, and the willingness he is to help us out, not only as golfers, but as people. My own testimony to that is I came here 2 years ago as a transfer from a university, looking to expand my golf game and further my education. I was kind of in a tough spot at the time. Both my grandparents had just passed, and I didn't really have somebody I could really look up to, and Tony really filled that position for me. He became not only a very close friend and a mentor, but a grandfather, I should say father if he was here, but grandfather, and very good person. Through his wisdom and stories, helped me grow as a person. So I'm very thankful to him. We want to support him and make sure that he's here to continue his legacy over the next coming years. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Kent Hansen.
Hi, my name is Kent Hansen, and I'm a PGA member for 20 years. I've been in the desert working at Mission Hills Country Club, the club at Morningside, and currently at Thunderbird Country Club. I've known Tony for 25 years. Like many PGA professionals in the Valley, Tony's assisted myself in finding and recruiting potential employers through the golf management program students. One story, 19 years ago, there was a young woman from Japan, not confident on her English. She was responding to a job opening at Mission Hills Country Club, but she was unsure and wasn't really confident enough to take that job with her English skills. Well, Tony goes, "No, Misako, go there, interview, take that opportunity." Well, I'm glad she did, because a year and a half later, I married her. And we have a 16 and a 14-year-old son and daughter who have come full circle. Now they're taking lessons from Tony. And again, he refuses to take any compensation, but we take him out for dinner and we enjoy Tony's stories and his lessons in life. As has been said, Tony was recently awarded and acknowledged by the PGA of America for a half century of service. And the year before, as a board member for the Desert Chapter PGA, I nominated Tony for the Youth Player Development Award, which he won, and very much deserved, because he's influenced thousands of individuals in life and in golf, and they're amongst us in the Valley and all over the world, as individuals have said. I hope Tony continues to be a pillar in the Deserts golf community for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Dave Evans.
Yes, folks, my name is Dave Evans. I'm also over a 50-year PGA member. I was the head professional at Lacana Country Club for 30 years and also worked for the Blixeth family at Porcupine Creek for 7 years. I've known Tony for approximately 50 years. At one time, the driving range itself was a dirt field. Tony went out and raised the money to build the driving range, to build that clubhouse. He has won 27 conference championships as a coach for College of the Desert. He has won 8 state championships for College of the Desert. He is a very highly recommended professional in the desert. He is a man of character, and he's been a great friend, and I hope the best for him. And I know that the College of the Desert should be very pleased to have a man of his stature as their coach. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike Lyons, please. 12 minutes. Okay.
Well, thank you for this opportunity. My name is Mike Lyons. I was elected into PGA in 1977. I've been in the desert here off and on. I've only been back about 7 years now. I came back from Canada, where I was a golf professional up there, and then I ran a major golf school for quite a few years. Davey, that just spoke, is between him and Tony are two of the finest golf professionals and mentors, not only for people like myself when I got into the business, but for all the young people and the people in this community over the years. I know time goes by and we forget, and a lot of us don't know what happened in the past. We don't have a history teacher on the driving range, or who developed what, or what it all went through. But some of us lived through this from the 1970s. I came here in 1969 originally, and Tony came here at the same time as with Ken Venturi, and they were at Mission Hills Country Club. A lot of us had ups and downs. Some of us wanted to play the tour and do different types of things, but people like Tony Manzoni was always there for us when we were in hard times, when we didn't have enough money to pay our rent and things like this. And Tony always stepped forward with a big heart with whatever he had to help us. The main thing I wanted to talk about was that when I was in Canada, I spent a lot of time with a lot of young players. In fact, one of them, his father was my boss, and he's back here now. He been to school here for the last 2 or 3 years. But I was responsible for sending over 30 students down here from Canada. And you don't think that wasn't tough, trying to get them to come to the United States when they thought that they're going to McDonald's and somebody was going to hold them up. That was their image at that time. And so I held a lot of seminars and programs together with parents to talk to them about bringing their kids to college. Not everybody can play major Division I golf, but this became a good stepping stone for anybody that had the opportunity that wanted to play golf. And so I was able to talk over 30 students and their parents to be able to send the kids to this college to pay out-of-state tuition to play for Tony Manzoni. And the only reason I did that was because I knew that he was going to take care of them, and he was going to offer them experiences and things that they could do to become better people, and believe me, they have. And one of them back here is now is a head professional as of last year, and it makes me extremely proud. But the best thing I ever did was to send them down here to Tony Manzoni at the College of the Desert. They got a good education, and they also found a really good friend. And I thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we have Brian Gayberger. Thank you.
Hi, thanks for having me. Probably 3 minutes doesn't actually do the amount of time that I could go on about Tony. You've heard plenty of accolades about how qualified he is for everything, but I won't try to add too much to that other than his effect on the program and the kids that come through it is very important. I mean, he's got so much life experience, not only golf, but, you know, he tells me stories. I go, how many lives have you lived? I mean, he's telling me so many different things. How have you done all this? And that really has an effect on the people that come through that program, golf team, everything. I mean, you look here, you've got tons of young people here that are showing up to support him. I think that speaks volumes. To get somebody young to show up to support somebody, that's tough. And so he obviously has an effect on what they do. I played for Tony back in the late 90s, 97, I think. Won a state title with him. All our teammates, we always keep in contact with him. And if they had been alerted to this, they would show up. I'm sure you will be receiving something from them, but they would all, I'm the one speaking on their behalf, but he's a great guy, a definite asset to this driving range, this program, the entire situation, and that's a tough person to replace, just all the experience and what he brings to the youth, because even though he's up there in age, he can still connect with younger people. I don't know if I'm really following the right track here, but I can't say enough about him, so I'll try to wrap it up and let everybody else continue to speak. I want to thank you for the time and go on from there. All right, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's it. So Aurora, are we it with with this agenda item? Just wanted to make sure.
My understanding is that there's a 15-minute per topic, and we actually exceeded that amount of time,
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Thank you so.
I have a question. I'd like to, you said that there's exceptions sometimes to the 15 minutes. I'd like to add to this topic.
Madam Chair, do you?
Yeah, I guess
It's up to the board. We have to look at our, if you could just wait 1 second, let me just check because we have bylaws that we have to, and the Brown Act, so we need to look at what it exactly.
Carlos?
Carlos, what does it state?
So the board can decide to extend time for the topic if you wish.
Mhm.
Madam Chair, I suggest that we extend the time.
Okay.
So that we limit, that we say the time.
Okay.
Is there consensus?
Is there consensus on, thank you, is there consensus, thank you, Carlos, for that suggestion? Who would like to set up, we have, let me tell you how many we have. We have several, but we need to give a time. We'll extend the time? About 4
All on the same topic?
on the same topic.
Okay, so, and
That's
we have
12
a
minutes.
3-minute
3-minute?
limit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I can do mine in 2.
yeah, I was gonna say, let's
Let's-
let
okay.
them kind of decide among them. Let's try for like, if they can decide among them, like 10 more minutes
Okay.
extension.
Okay, so let's extend the time. Go ahead, and let me get Jeff Glasser?
Right.
I'm
These
sorry.
people have come to speak, and I hate to not
Right.
hear their
Okay.
input.
Thank you, I just,
I was going to end with this, but I'll start with it just to know that I'm supportive of the college. I was one of your votes to get more money here.
We appreciate that.
Tony is somebody that I met through a course a couple of years ago. I took the short game course, but this year I'm taking, with some of the more sophisticated students, I'm taking his teaching golf course. And I'm in way over my head in terms of the level of where I'm at and what is being taught. But one of the many things that impressed me about Tony is, as a teacher, myself included, watching how he can go from people who are very sophisticated in their knowledge to people who are not. I shouldn't even really be in his class, and he's taken time to work with me as well as the other people, completely open to everybody and not with any prejudice of any sort. In terms of integrity, I see great amounts of integrity in him, and openness, care, great stories, great knowledge. I had no idea about all the awards that the gentleman just mentioned about, but one of the things I wanted to say, when I heard there was some question about something having to do with, we didn't get the details, but something having to do with administration and so on. If anything did happen, there's no way it would have been with his intention, if it did at all, because you can see all his dedication for his students, for his work. His integrity is incredible. If anything, I guess I was a little upset because seeing how kind he was to people and how generous in so many ways, to think at all the years he's put into the school, and as the people before me have talked about in developing this program and the range and everything, he's at a point where he should be getting an award, a commendation, all kinds of appreciation, and here something about his integrity is in question, and to me that's embarrassing. So I just want to, like everyone else, express my support, admiration, and belief that it would be to the school's benefit to, if there is any question, benefit of the doubt, but this is a very fine person, and I'm very happy to have had the experience working with him at the school. And just the other side of the coin, I guess you could say in a sense I'm representing one aspect of the disability department, because I had memory loss and some other pretty serious things from a work incident. And I've been to the school both to try to regain some of my memory usage, and also with the golf to try to get some physical activity to help balance, integrate the system. So having an opportunity to work with someone like Tony has been excellent. The school does a lot of good things in that regard, and he's a part of what's good here. Second thing is, a young man just a minute ago said how Tony appeals to the younger people. I don't fit into that category, but I guess that means that he's also helpful in appealing to the older people too. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Samuel Berglund.
My name's Samuel Bergen. I'm an international student from Australia. When I first heard about College of the Desert, Coach contacted me directly by the phone, and he made me feel completely welcome from that very first phone call, and ever since I felt exactly the same way about him. I have the utmost respect for him. He's not only a coach to me, but he's also someone that I can talk to no matter what the issue is, and he's made me feel welcome in that regard. And I have friends in other sports, and they've told me they can't even talk to someone like their coach. They don't feel the same way. Coach connects, like other people have said, to not only young people, but people of all ages and all skill levels. I think Coach is such a great figure in this school, and I believe he really should stay. Thank you.
Thank you. Kyle Lum, and I believe, Denise, you're going to be reading on his behalf or your behalf? I have Kyle Lum, and it said, your Denise Diamond reading, is this?
No, I have a letter for the board from Adela Rose.
One was passed out to us.
I was just given.
I think this is Kyle, so I.
Okay, I
so
have
There
this
was
Denise
one
has a
as.
different
passed
one.
out.
Right,
It must have been written on the wrong one.
Okay, I have
Yeah,
this
Tom.
as public comment.
right, it's all this.
Okay.
Denise,
Uh,
next.
This one was passed out.
Do you want me to look at it?
No, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Paper's just got.
Yeah, it's just a paper, I was just given the public comment section. Brianna Sewell?
Hello, my name is Brianna Sewell, and I live and own a business in Desert Hot Springs. First of all, congratulations to Mary Jane Sanchez Fulton and Fred Yount for holding on to their positions as members of your Board of Trustees. I hope that their efforts are greater than ever before. You may remember me as the candidate for Trustee Area 2. Unfortunately, this season did not result in me being elected, but we will move forward, and I will continue giving my time, money, and energy to projects that benefit our youth and prepare them for college and their adult lives. I am so excited to continue my work with the COD Alumni Association on a scholarship program that will use mentorship and scholarships to help build our leaders. We will also include a motivational leadership seminar to our scholarship recipients. I am also working with the Desert Hot Springs Women's Club on their scholarship committee for the second year. Also, I saw the class offerings for the spring 2017 semester. Thank you for offering so many classes at Desert Hot Springs High School and Edward Wensloff Education Center. Unfortunately, other than social media, I do not see any marketing for these class offerings. As a member of the community that does a lot of community outreach, I would suggest increasing your marketing efforts. I have provided information to your staff about the 2017 Desert Hot Springs Neighborhood Group Welcome Booklet, and I hope that you decide to include an ad about your increased offerings in Desert Hot Springs. We print 10,000 of these welcome booklets, which include ads and promotions of businesses and local organizations that benefit the Desert Hot Springs residents and visitors. I have a sample for each of you, as well as a price sheet. Please contact me as soon as possible in regards to this booklet, as the deadline is approaching quickly. Finally, congratulations on passing Measure CC. I look forward to seeing increased access that this bond will allow. Again, my name is Brianna Sewell, and I live and own a business in Desert Hot Springs. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we will be going introduction of new staff and faculty. Dr. Kinnaman.
I think we did that. I think we did
No,
that.
we did that. Oh, we did that. Now we're going into, I'm sorry, into, let's see, let's look at the time here. The minutes. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the regular minutes of the July 20th, 2016? Where are we at?
That's where we are.
We're gonna be doing all of them separately, the July, then August, and September. So first, we're starting off with July 20th. Do I see any further corrections or minutes, or they stand as approved? Thank you. Next one, are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the regular meeting minutes of August 17th, 2016? If there are no further corrections or minutes, they stand as approved. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the regular meeting minutes of September 16th?
It was just September.
September
the last
16th.
one that's- I would like to
Okay.
say thank you for putting those together and letting the board have plenty of time to review them. Yes. Oh, they're not hearing my mic. Thank you so much to staff for putting these minutes together, for catching them up, for giving the board plenty of time to approve them. And no, Madam Chair, I believe we've all had plenty of time for
Yes, we
input as
have.
to changes.
So we appreciate that, Julia. So those no corrections or minutes, they stand as approved. The October regular meeting minutes are not ready for approval and will be brought to the December board meeting. So just to let our fellow board members know that. Now, we're into our fun part. COD, I'm not seeing
Yes.
Peter, oh, there he is. Okay. Thank you.
Sit the front.
COD Foundation, Peter Sturgeon.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
No,
too much.
That's a big clock. It's a little nerve-wracking. First of all, congratulations to Trustee Yount and Chairwoman Mary Jane Sanchez on your reelection. We look forward to your steady hand, and apparently we're going to need one now with the passage of the bond measure, CC. It certainly took a community and a community college to get that through, so Thank you. We are not selling the old house that we live in. The foundation will still be there, even though you have access to all these low-income dollars, low-interest dollars, should I say. And it just gives us a wind at our sails, at the back of our sails, to go out and raise more support for all the new students that are going to be coming and experiencing the wonderful benefits of the college. We are off and running at the foundation. On November 2nd, we had our Academic Angels membership lunch, and we had, it was chaired by Academic Angels Marie Stodhammer and Cynthia Cottrell. We had over 90 guests there to hear our keynote speaker over there in blue, Lisa Howell, talking about the college. And she gave a wonderful update on recent developments, but we also had a number of other staff members there, and I have a long list. It's about 6 pages long of names who were there. But Dr. Neary was there talking about her program, Amanda Phillips, Leslie Young, Karen Tabor, Kelly Hall, Kate Spates, Carlos Maldonado, Jessica Enders, Pamela Ralston, and Marianne Gallardi, as well as Dr. Kinnaman and Trustee Wilson and Trustee Stefan were also there, which gave me pause. I was wondering who was actually watching the farm when we were all over at Becky was. Watching what we were doing here. But it was really a fantastic lunch, and everybody walked away duly impressed and with a better understanding of not only what the college does, but how well they do it. And so thank you for all those on that list that are here now. Thank you all for that. Citizens of Distinction on December 15th at the Renaissance Hotel. We are honoring 5 citizens of this community who have been instrumental in the life of the college. The first one is Donna McMillan. She is our COD patron citizen. We have Mrs. Sally Simons, who is our COD inspirational citizen. Jim Santucci, who is the Chief Operating Officer of the Desert Regional Medical Center. He is our distinguished alumnus. And Miles Kay, who receives the Community Citizen Award. And lastly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. So lastly, Patty Daly Caruso, who is the Community Spirit Award winner. We have sold so far 270 tickets, about $142,000 so far in the bank. Tickets are still available. They're $100. We have a special staff rate, though, of $48 that just covers the cost of the lunch. So that's coming up, as I say, December 15th at the Renaissance Hotel. Also coming up on a 15th, but this is March 15th, we are planning our Stepping Up for COD at the McCallum Theater, and it's Neil Berg's 100 Years of Broadway. So if you love Broadway, or if you love the College of the Desert, or more importantly, if you love them both, come to that event. Tickets are on sale at the McCallum box office. We're holding, of course, the best tickets for our sponsors. And so far, without doing anything, $85,000 have come in the door to support that event. So, finally, it is tour season. You will see me riding around in the Alumni Association's carts. Thank you very much to the Alumni Association for providing me the trams to do that. And we are off already. We've had 4 tours, and we have many, many more on the calendar for this upcoming year. For all of you who may have a friend or friends who want to come on a tour, my next open date is December the 6th. It's a Tuesday, and I would love for you to let me know of any of your friends or any people who you think I should reach out to come on a tour. And my 5 minutes is up. Thank you so much. And you know where we live over there. Come and see us if you need any help. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, for, also, I thought didn't you go to an event at Sun City on Monday?
The Sun City Democratic Club, who have put together a scholarship for our students. We had a young man there, Jared Van Fossen, and he spoke very eloquently, unlike me. And yes, it was a somber crowd. The Democrats were pretty somber the other night. So he really brought some life back to them. So yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you for all the hard work you do.
Madam Chair, if I might add, you know, I'm out there in the community quite a bit, and I have to say a lot of the people that I talk to, they love the tours. Of all the things that they appreciate is having those tours of the campus and you doing the tour. So thank you so much.
Peter, will we be participating in Modern Week? Will you be, are we going to also be participating in that?
Yes.
Can you mention yeah. Because we're very proud of what the College of the Desert has to offer in terms of architectural design. Can you?
So exactly. In the early '60s, when the idea of building the college was announced, they chose a architect out of San Francisco, John Carl Warnke, and Warnke didn't know much about the desert, and he picked 5 young architects at the time. So John Porter Clark, Albert Fry, Donald Wexler, E. Stewart Williams, and one of the Harrison brothers. And there's no other set of buildings in the nation that have this kind of modernism pedigree. So during Modernism Week, Modernism Week sells a tour, and people come from all around the world to see the buildings that we walk through and around every day. And the money that's raised from those ticket sales for that tour goes to an architectural scholarship. So encourage your friends to go to Modernism Week's website and come on our tour, led by Lance O'Donnell, who teaches architecture here. So, okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Peter. We have College of the Desert ASCOD, Luis Castellanos, please.
Okay. Good morning, Madam Chair, President Kimneman, and members of the board. I'm the president of the Associated Students of College of the Desert, and I'm here to give my
Is that yours? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is
And I'm here to give.
Is it an alarm?
Is
or-
that an alarm of any
I don't,
kind?
President Kinnaman?
It'll continue if it's an alarm.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I think it was just a,
Okay.
yeah, I think it burped.
Okay,
He didn't move.
thank
He's
you. I
still
thought,
texting, so we're
okay.
good.
Continue,
Okay.
please.
All right. I'm the president of the Associated Students of College of the Desert, and I'm here to give my report on behalf of the rest of my colleagues from ASCOD. In my previous report, I had stated that we were going to send a group of students to the California Community College Students Affairs Association, or also known as Seesaw, in Los Angeles, California. The students that partook in this conference were greatly enlightened with new leadership skills that were brought back for the rest of ASCOD to be taught. I agree that the skills that were taught to members of the Associated Students of College of the Desert will greatly help our group to do the best job possible to improve both student life and our college. Also, in my previous report, we were in the process of deciding who will be attending the Fall General Assembly for this academic year. Our students, as well as members of ASCOD, attended this event this previous weekend. Our very own Eva Tamayo, Officer of External Affairs of ASCOD, was given the opportunity to cast a vote on resolutions that will better all community college across California. Other members that attended were able to participate in various workshops that will better our ability to lead the student body, as well as be more efficient leaders ourselves. Members that attended were also able to connect ties with other members from various colleges, which was a beneficial experience in order to create stronger connections amongst our fellow student leaders. We have no further events planned for this month, but are excited for what is to come, including the use of these newfound leadership skills. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you, Luis. Next is College of the Desert Faculty Association, Denise Steinman.
Thank you for phone banking, Trustee Stefan. Hello.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, of course, on my report. So it was a little bit hectic getting here from, I teach a class at Eastern Valley campus, and so I appreciate being here. Congratulations again to Trustee Sanchez and Trustee Jant for their successful re-elections. And the passage of Prop 55, we appreciate Dr. Steffens attending the CTA office when we made our calls, and of course bond measure for College of the Desert. The open enrollment for health plans has ended, and although I do not have specific numbers, I suspect that many people were changing their plans based on the negotiated enhancement of $200 per month for 11 months per employee. Although the district has paid nearly $1 million not to go with CVT, we still have absolutely no clarity on the issue. We have two contrasting legal opinions, no meetings, no specific or transparent information, and no resolution. There are a lot of unresolved questions, which money alone do not address. Related to this continuing issue, the Faculty Association Vice President Jose Simo and CTA staff person Mary Ann Reynolds met with the President and VP Gugliarti regarding the grievance we filed when the district failed to inform us in writing as per contract language of the change in our health plan. There was no clarity, and we will now proceed as per regulations to mediation. We currently do not have a date to share with you for the PERB. The Golf Center. It goes without question that there is an enormous amount of support in this community for a long-standing amount of time for the Golf Center, the Golf Management Program, and the instructor of it, Tony Manzoni. Both Tony Manzoni and the Golf Center personnel have experienced extreme stressful situations and conditions because of a lack of direction and transparency for the center. Whatever the current status of the RFP process is, and I cannot find it online once the extension was made in the summer, and whether or not it has resulted in a decision has not been transparent. And as such, the confusion to the employees, staff, and the public couldn't be at a more it's an all-time high. The association continues and will continue to represent Tony with payroll issues and all matters concerning his role at the Golf Center. The Alumni Association. In my 20 years at College of the Desert, I have had the privilege to participate in alumni-sponsored activities and witness firsthand the benefits that they provide to the students and to the community. Members of my family are alumni, and so it is with great pride that I filed an application for a vacant position on the Alumni Board, which was accepted but cannot be completed in its process because the board needs a quorum in order to take care of its business, and that has become difficult for them because the representatives from College of the Desert often are not available. It's a fun opportunity for me to meet former students and community members as I continue to go to alumni-sponsored events, such as the date shed last week, where I met one of the founders of the Alumni Association. Why isn't the alumni reporting at the board meetings? Apparently, voting on new board members like myself has been delayed for over 2 months. I sit on other boards in this community, and it's hard for me to understand what the delay really is. So I know that the board has been asked and invited to attend their board meetings so that better understanding could be had. Hopefully the board values the history and contributions of the Alumni Association as an integral part of our COD family and can welcome them back to their normal operations of reporting to the board, informing the faculty and staff of the wonderful scholarship opportunities for students and the incredible great work that they do.
Just briefly, I'd like to extend an invitation to the board to come this evening. One of the club's Active Minds that destigmatizes all things related to mental health has a free movie night with speakers from one of our community partners, and you all are welcome to attend. Wishing all of you and your families a very wonderful, restful, great, fulfilled Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Denise, I'm sorry, where and at what time? You didn't tell us the time?
Yes, it will be Business 5 at 6 o'clock. There will be peer support specialists who speak, and then a movie. It's all free to members of the community.
Thank you. College of the Desert Adjunct Association, David Bayshore, please.
Good morning. Well, I actually have very little to report to you this month, but I did not want to miss the opportunity to be here in person. First of all, to congratulate Trustee Sanchez and Trustee Yant on their elections to the board. We're so happy that you're with us. I also wanted to share in the happiness around the passage of Measure CC and Proposition 55, both of which are so important for our future. We would also like to welcome Gary Ginther, the new Director of Library Service. We're happy to have him aboard. The only item of business that I do want to talk about is just that we are still hoping that we will have negotiations soon on our contract, and I'm confident that that will be happening. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you so much. California School Employee Association, Lauro Jimenez.
Good morning to our trustees, administration, faculty, staff, students, and esteemed guests. CSEA Chapter 407 Holiday Celebration. Please mark your calendars. The classified staff hopes that Dr. Kinnaman and the members of our Board of Trustees will join CSEA chapter members in our holiday celebration at the Craven Student Services Center Multipurpose Room. In our holiday celebration on Wednesday, December 14th. Lunch will be served from noon to 1 p.m., and then our chapter meeting will follow from 1 p.m. to 2:30. We have sent an email and also delivered an invitation to each of you today as well. Please be sure to RSVP whether you're able to attend or not to attend as soon as possible to Bonnie Russell. Her email is listed on the invitation. We look forward to being able to take the time to introduce you to all the new classified staff that you have briefly seen here at the board meeting. And for all our members, both new and, shall we say, experienced, to be able to greet and get to know you, to get to know our superintendent president and our trustees, and you them in a less formal venue than one would find here at the board meeting. On behalf of our classified staff, thank you for your commitment as trustees to serve the Desert Community College District as you carefully consider as good fiduciaries each decision that comes before you. Thank you for listening and considering the voices of all of those in our varied communities and our college constituents. Congratulations on behalf of College of the Desert CSA 407 on your successful campaign and victory to our newly elected trustees. Trustee Sanchez, as board chair this year, you have continued to inspire our staff and our students with strong and very passionate leadership as you advocate for the college to meet the needs of our communities and our students. Trustee Yan, by electing you as our trustee, the constituents of District Area 3 have confirmed this board's excellent choice in appointing you not too long ago, although not too long ago, although now it seems like it's been a long time, hasn't it? Yes. You have obviously demonstrated to your constituents and to us that you are truly committed to College of the Desert, to our community, to our students, our faculty, and our staff. With this mandate from your constituents, for both of you, I sincerely agree that the best is yet to be. With this board's leadership, working together, administration, faculty, and staff will build on our successes, and our hope is that we will continue towards becoming and not a premier, but the premier community college in California. And as Dr. Kinnaman shared, we already have a good ranking just in where we are, so that's certainly great. So again, also congratulations to all of us really, but particularly to Dr. Kinnaman and to the board for the success of Measure CC. As I was yesterday at the full cabinet, as I was reflecting, this is not only a success of this recent campaign, but this is also a success for Dr. Kinnaman and for this board for many years from the time that he arrived. Because from the time that he arrived, we faced many challenges. And those are challenges that the Desert Sun seemed to be very happy to report about. And it's a big change to go from where we were when Dr. Kinnaman arrived. The challenges, whether he knew he was to face them or not. But to go from there in reflecting, and this is a time for celebration, but this is also a time that we need to build on where we've been, and that's what's happened. We have been able to get to a place where then the Desert Sun, and this is of significance, I think, to many of the voters, the Desert Sun endorsing and being supportive of this measure, leading the community through the leadership that they have found from this board and from our superintendent. So congratulations on that. Thank you. Thank you to each of you for all that you've done, and for all those who were able to contribute appropriately through their own time for the success of this measure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, Academic Senate, Kristen Smith, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, I too would like to start with my congratulations to Trustee Sanchez and Trustee Yant. Being part of the board is a service, and it's a service that requires long hours and commitment, and I want you to know how much the faculty appreciate that support to College of the Desert and our community. So thank you, and congratulations. So November was the month of conferences. ASCOD was away at conferences. Many of our administrators had their conferences. Senate exec as well had conferences. So I am happy and proud to report that College of the Desert had the highest number of attendees at the State Academic Senate plenary that was in Costa Mesa in the beginning of November.
Very good. That is good.
And in fact, I had many Senate presidents coming to me saying, how in the world did you get your CEO and your board to commit to sending so many faculty? And they were surprised at my response. I said, it was actually a lot easier than I think you might realize. And I said, in fact, I recently had that discussion with my CEO, and his response was, I love supporting education. Education of our faculty is a great thing to spend money on. And so I want the board to know how much I recognize that it helps us do our jobs better when we are able to send large groups to these conferences and make sure that we're learning what's happening at the Chancellor's Office and the State Academic Senate, and we're bringing this back to COD. And of course, the important piece is how we're bringing it back to COD. So all of the attendees are in the process of writing reports and preparing presentations on how the breakout sessions they attended directly affect the committees that they chair. And so they'll be presenting this at a joint Senate exec cabinet meeting on November 22nd. And then again, they'll be presenting it at the all-faculty Senate meeting, at a special all-faculty Senate meeting that we've called for November 29th. So it's not enough just to send people to conferences and have a handful of people know what's going on. the real work now begins and how we bring it back to COD. So, part of that work has to do with curriculum, and on October 23rd, our curriculum committee held an all-day training, and there were 23 full-time and adjunct faculty who attended this training, and they will be offering the same training in the spring. And this helps us as we respond to new mandates and changes in our curriculum process. Additionally, curriculum and outcomes and assessments is starting a kickoff during Spring Flex that we will be revising SLOs both at a course level and now creating SLOs at a program level. And these are in direct response to things we've learned at both the Area D meeting in October and Senate plenary in November. And they're pieces that we need to get working on before accreditation next fall. So I believe this will help us in our accreditation process next fall. And I've had a lot of support, and the chairs of these two committees have been meeting with both Dr. Ralston and Dr. Neary, who are helping them with this work. So thank you both. Finally, a quick bragging. Our Dawn O'Laughlin, our employment specialist physical disability counselor, recently won the award, Community-Based Rehabilitation Program Award of Excellence for California Department of Rehabilitation.
Wow. That was good.
Yeah. A group of our full-time faculty went to Riverside City College and began training their faculty and administrators on the new online student educational planning module that we're using at COD.
Excellent. Good, excellent.
One of our new adjunct faculty in psychology, Steve Wixon, just earned his doctorate and with a dissertation in theoretical model for the treatment of clergy sex abuse survivors.
Oh, wow.
And finally, Eva Marie Andrews, emeritus faculty and current adjunct faculty, just published her 5th book this summer.
That's awesome.
All right, that's it. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kristen. A lot of great things at our academic senate. Where exactly are you going to be doing the report? You said where is that going to be held? You said November 22nd. Where will that be held?
On that day, we have a joint cabinet meeting with the Senate exec team and our administration. And then we'll have an opportunity if the any board members would like to attend at the all faculty Senate meeting on Tuesday, November 29th at 12:30.
Thank you. Okay. We're at 12 o'clock. Would you like, let's go into closed session at this time, and we will convene back